All right. So I need to put a invuln pierce on my habanero. Habanero. Hey guys, welcome back. Good job, everyone. It says I was close. If I was sticking to you, for some odd reason, I naturally was able to come into town. It's me, Marine. Because they recognized you as my option, you see. So, make sure you don't go away from me. If you go away from me, they might recognize you as a different life form. Besides, it says, yeah, welcome back. It seems like a problematic situation has occurred once again. You were denied a conversation with the Dino King? I understand. I'm the type that definitely denies if there was no appointment beforehand. And if that's the case, the only thing that we need to do is I will destroy that altar, right? That's all I need to do. No matter how, if the residents were to be destroyed, no matter who they are, they needed to come out, don't they? My lady, I believe there's no reason for us to go or rush that far. It would create a political and a more problematic problem. Unfortunately, Mr. Tepe's quote-unquote specialty or his connection did not come to its full use. That's about it. We still have other options. It says yes. Yes, we can conversate. We can conversate at Mr. Tepe's house here tonight, and once morning, we can go and collect the information necessity to complete our mission, aka information gathering. I see. If that's what you guys want to do, that's perfectly fine with me. Fine. Take me to this Tepe's house or whatever. We'll talk more in detail there. Yes, I believe that is a good idea. It might need some minor cleaning due to the fact that I was not at home, but... it says, even within Chichen Itza, I believe it's very unique and specialized. It is my proud home, I suppose. It might be a little too big for you all. However, because of that, I can promise you a peaceful, relaxing sleep. Uh-oh. Huh? Wait. It says, yeah, this place is so... this place is so, mess. This place is such a mess that it looks like a jungle. But I can get that. But I understand. Yes. As you can see, it's a natural habitat, habitated ground. So it's only natural that some weeds and other flowers and other variants would grow automatically. I believe having a garden or backyard, the difficulty should be the same sequence, or should the difficulty of maintaining a backyard or a garden. I believe proper human histories and lost belts is quite the same and burden of the pain. May I ask for AKA weed pulling and other vermin or pest control? If Wow, it's our new home, chat. Oh, so this is the strength of Cutter Dam. The house that was in quite the mess has become liberated like a new home. It says, yeah, I believe it's too much of a compliment if you say this is a new homes, but we really did our very best to make it look clean, was Mash Carolize's comment. Yes, however, it was just not because of me and Senpai's cleaning skills, but yeah, don't worry. I'm used to cleaning oils and other fluids and making things shiny and cleaning. Marine type is here to help. It says, yeah, a cleanly body with a cleanly soul. So after all, when it comes to kitchen cleaning, I'm very good and excel at such. Yes, the combination between Marines and Priest Kotomine's combination made this happen more than ever. Oh, interesting. It says, as expected a Marine, as expected a Marine, you're a hard worker, and then you get the option that says, as expected of the Priest, yeah, Mr. Priest, you wear a mask while cleaning. Oh, fuck. Bruh. Fuck you. I thought you were gonna comment on it. I should have picked my boy Marine. Oh well. It says, yes. I cannot thank you enough indeed. It says, I too would challenge myself to clean here and there. However, my body is like this, so it is quite difficult to some areas. Yeah, using the ancient civilization ruin, the Chichen Itza that we have used, when it comes to cleaning, it becomes very staggering. It says, as dinos, as a lot of dinos prefer the nature way, so they leave all the stains and natural things alone. However, for me, I get very curious and worried about the corners of inks and smudges and dirt in the corner that I cannot reach, and that bothers me. And so, what I thought that I would like to, I would like to move to an area where I don't have to worry about that place whatsoever. That is the reason why I have left this home. So that's why you were living in that cave. I thought, yeah, it was quite far away from the towns, but yes, there was another, there's another reason why. Yeah, there was another reason as well, and that reason was I wanted to separate myself from the natural, the party of the natural, party of nature side of dinos. Yes. However, Mash and Protag, will we have time to conversate more about proper human history? You said that in your world, too, there was a location specifically called Chichen Itza, correct? What kind of a land? What kind of an era? What kind of a place was it? What kind of civilization did it hold? Yes, I'm not a very expert at these types of topics, but I will tell you with the amount that I have. I believe Chichen Itza was in the half of the island of Yucatan in the South American region of the city of the civilization of Maya. And during the era of the Maya from 1600 centuries to about 900 was the civilization continued up to, and from 1600 BC to 250 BC, 1600 BC to 250 AD. Saki Kyoto, aka we call that the earlier civilization, and from 250 BC to 250 AD to 980, We call it the historical. And then from 980 to 1600, the early 1600, it would be the after records. And then each realm and each era and each story had both extinctions and nourishments and all around. It says Chichen Itza was done during the after record by the people of Itza. Itza was technically classified as a foreigner, or someone that is not from here. Some people say that it was the offspring of descendants that extinct and able to run away from the Mayan sector, aka the lost lineage, but彼らはセノーテのある地域にたどり着き、そこをチツニッツァ、イッツァの人々の池の口と名付けました。It says those people found a fountain, right? Found a fountain, or aka izumi. What is izumi? Fuck is izumi, chat? Izumi. A quote-unquote spring. Yeah. They found a sacred spring and found that land and claimed themselves to be Izumo? No, it's Izumi, which means springs. They have notified themselves that they would place this springs, the Chichen Itza. And Chichen Itza translates to Itza, aka the foreign people's entrance to the spring. And from there, the god of Kukuruka, god of Kukuruka has been born. From that Chichen Itza. It's the god of wind and water. Afterwards, I believe the Azteca would claim her as Quetzalcoatl, the same god. Wait, is Quetzalcoatl in the Maya and Aztecian mythology different? I believe there's very similarities in mythology when it comes to the Central South American region, but I believe religious factor wise it'd be different. If you think of it as Maya came before the Aztecas, it'd be much easier to understand. It's very rude, but that is the simplicity of it. I see. Kukurukan. It seems that even the proper human history had no. Of course, the god resided of Kukurukan. Yes. So, then why did the proper human history's Mayan civilization perish? Even though they had the protection of the god with them. That's, yes. The reason why is because when the Mayan civilization dissipated, that's when also the gods have dissipated as well. And the Central South America has brought forth the ages of the man. Maya 文明はマヤ人による文明と言われていますが、最もは多く城を捉えぶ、それから人のものを着てたので、実時の子供たちはツオツイル、or キッチェといった名で自分たちを呼んでいます。山という年号、領章は5年実装した国立が山パンから取られたのが説得が有力です。Oh, I see. So yeah, after the age of the man, Yama civilization was supposed to be civilization that was done by Yamas, the people of Yamas, However, it was more complicated because it was done, because most of it were more tribal things, and those terminology came from the people who went outside of the tribes. The children's and offsprings back then would call themselves Suotsuiru or Kiche, is what they would name after themselves. The reason why it was officially changed to the Yama was later year, due to the fact that the current state of the country has taken it from the Yamapan. That is the reason why. However, in the old history from 60s to the 70s, there was a problematic sequence occurred in the political factor. Even after it has extinct afterwards, in the after records, there were many different civilizations taking the historical factor of Yama civilization after civilization, they stated that both physically and spiritually, they've overcame the boundary of the current world era's phenomena. Just like the current era's phenomena, Kopan, Tikaru, Karakurumu, and Paredenke, those two houses competed with one another, collaborated and helped out one another in order to sustain themselves, and they were able to create El Mirador, is it El Dorado? The Pyramid of El Dorado. That was historically and accurately and architecturally constructed. Karakoru, aka Tenbodai, Karakoru, aka stargazing platform. I forgot what it was called. Observation, I guess. The celestial observation port was there to make sure that the stars were to be seen, to create two different historical facts, and and able to observe the proper humanity's living being in stable structure. Even though during the first realm of the Yama kings in the Yama ruling, it did not happen. There was an alliance with the other kings, with the other towns and other districts. However, not all technological advances was done by human strength and human strength alone. It's due to the environment that they were blessed with. Buildings, materials, and others will play a very vital part. It says even in the harsh environment in the South American region, where the they created a mystery, or aka mythology, of a very powerful gods, and trained a lot of the Mayan people. But unfortunately, when it comes to tools, weapons, and soldiers, and anything resided to its offensive capabilities, they became to the point where it was very difficult to move forward in technical, not being able to adapt to the other circumstances outside of its boundary. So when during the civilization's mainstream started to move forward from the the half isle of Yucatan to Mexico middle city side, then that goes with the same result with the ending of the Aztecians as well. Even though their weapons were very sophisticated, in the end, their weapons were merely spears, bows, and jet black knives. Jet black knives and a blade that was indented, macanas, and anything like a weaponry of arsenal has not been born. They didn't have even the concept of horseback riding and cavalrymen as well. And so, when it comes to the sequence of techniques of war, the South American people were very lackluster in compared to the the eastern section of the world. And because of that, supposedly the Aztecian civilization that took and was most ripest, most thriving of the Mayan civilization. The Aztecian history has ended around early 1600. It's not because of it. It's not because of the war that was fought inside, but it was from an invader from the outside realm. People that came from across the land, throughout the sea. It's El Midaro? Yeah, it's El Midaro. Hmm? What do you mean? From another continent? What is that? Ah, yes. The person specifically came from the land of Spain. A person called Hernan Cortez. He and few other of his friends or his allies arrived at the South American area and has conquered the last Aztecian kingdom of Tinochtitlán. During that time of the Azteca king of Moctezuma II, during the confusions, has lost his life, and because of the aftermath of Hernan Cortez and the people of Spain, they've eradicated the kingdom of Azteca. And with the eradication of that country, the Azteca became Spain territory, and it was changed to Mexico. Oh, I know. I heard that the story roughly about 500 people, not even 500 people of the Spain destroyed about tens and thousands of Aztecian kingdom, right? It's supposed to said in the Aztecian legend that it says Tezcatlipoca lost to the evil god Tezcatlipoca. Quetzalcoatl, who is the good god, has disappeared from the surface. It says, yeah, from the it says from one day from the eastern side, northeastern side of the direction, they would come back and bring back the Aztecian glory, something like that. Yep. Those stories were still being believed and continued even after the Ages of the Gods ended, implemented in the human history. Even to this day, Quetzalcoatl's legend's been believed. Quetzalcoatl said that its skin would be pale white and a black hair would come in, and with that, Hernan Cortez unfortunately fit that bill so perfectly that Hernan Cortez fit that picture so perfectly that Moctezuma II thought it was the re-arrival of Quetzalcoatl, and unfortunately invited him to the castle, inside of the castle. I says, I'm pretty sure there was other reasons too, but they invited the invaders as a guest? I see. Good and evil. destruction and creation. The sun and the pitch dark. Tezcatlipoca and Quetzalcoatl. Maya, Azteca. These two relationship of the gods was quite simple. It's not quite as so simple, but yes, the relationship between Tezcatlipoca and Quetzalcoatl is a lot more complex, and was going to talk about it later on. But however, Hernan Cortez used the Quetzalcoatl's legend that the Aztecian had and believed in, and able to bring in the minor tribes during the Aztecian Empire that was rooting against them, and little by little, using its small numbers, able to outpressure the kingdom itself. Aztecan Empire. I thought it was Aztecian Kingdom. Yes. It says during the time of the main Mexico side, there were a lot of different small factions, or AKA, there were other, there were smaller factions in smaller areas residing within it. It says here, Azteca has made a, Azteca consisted of Toracopan and Texcoco. Two of those big regions made a alliance, therefore created a very powerful empire. And using those strengths together, they would control the people or the tribes or other region around them. Azteca 重視の手の地帝都欄では日50人以上の生贄がニシンの神 Yikes. Yes, the Aztecian kingdom's little quote-unquote the watered down city of Tenochtitlan, they needed a daily sacrifice of 50 plus people for the two pillar gods. The rain god Toraroku and the tribal god Uitsuiropochitori. What? Uitsuiropochitori. They were offered to those two gods. Azteca needed those sacrificial sequences, so they would always constantly be fighting against the neighboring countries and other regions, and using those strengths and mights, using those sacrificial slaves as a sacrifice or labor force. They were obtaining slavery through that. It says, abundant amount of sacrifice. No wonder they bore a big grudge. Yes. The quote-unquote, the very fulfilled and the pinnacle of glory of that Aztecian empire, in actual reality, it was all the cruelty and cruelness piled up to create such sequence. The reason why the Aztecian Empire has fallen is not because of just the invader of Hernan Cortez, but it was the other tribes' revolution against the tyranny that was for long been outbursted. It says the people of Spain was able to fight decently in the Aztecian empires due to the fact that they had guns and cavalry. But whenever it comes to the battle of the forest and whatnot, the winning chances were abysmal. After all, they were being pressured by numbers. What Hernan Cortez did, what he did best. He came up with a plan that when he saw the tribes, he was going to not assault nor fight them, but he would bring up the idea of taking down the Aztecian empires and brought forth the other tribes into his forces to fight back against the empire. And spreading the false rumor of the re-arrival of Quetzalcoatl. By doing so, they were treated not as invaders, but saviors. They were able to go through the city district of Tenochtitlan and able to bypass it, able to promise to the location of Moctezuma II, and able to conquer the capital. In the result, the Aztecian empires died due to its own greed and fooled by the people of Spain and the grudges and angers that was surrounded by their own other tribes. Even at that time, in earthly technicality, they had the most power in the Aztecian Empire of Tenochtitlan, aka the Aqueductal District, right? Before they could have their satisfactory war, they were destroyed from the inside out. If Moctezuma II did not believe the legend of Quetzalcoatl, or perhaps if he would not try to accept the outer religion from the outside world, I believe the historical differences and changes of the South America would have been drastic. Yep. So, in technicality, now Moctezuma II is known to be, to this day, is the king that ended the Aztecians, right? Of course. An invader, of course. After all, they treated the invaders from the other side of the world as the reversion of its saviors, or as a god, and welcome in responsibility. And on top of that, he was ended not by the people of the Spain, by actually the people who lived in Tenochtitlan, their own residents. I heard that Moctezuma, the king, that was technically released by the people of the Spain, the nobles and other citizens threw rock at him to death. That's up to interpretation, but they definitely wanted to avoid killing the king. That's what they chose to do. There was a Spain side that wanted to respect the survival of the king too. We might have went forward a little too fast and a little too sideways, but that is essentially the part of South American history that we can talk about and know. I hope it was satisfactory or to your reference. Yes, quite interesting. This gun, these weaponries that you speak of, is the weapons also used by Oceroto as well. I see. Invaders that came from the outside of the world. Mass murder. Suppression by the modern tribe due to weaponry. I see. This is a very similar situation that the current Mictlan is experiencing. I believe Cryptor David is trying to perform is a recreation of Hernan Cortez in this Lost Belt. I see. No. It's not that I'm pressuring you all or being angry at you. It's just... I see. I just feel sympathy that our situation is quite alike. our Chichen Itza, aka our the palace, the city of gold, and our teaching of the sun, Kukuruka, and the proper human history of Chichen Itza, the city of sacrificial altars, and the god of wind and water, Kukuruka. Our Mictlan, which is cool because it says where we reside, Mictlan, the world of Earth under, right, versus your Mictlan, which is the Earth underworld. It says, I've stated once again that in the field of the corns, that we Dinos technically had no concept of terminology called God. God circumstance and started manifesting after Cryptor David has arrived, and it was a story throughout Mictlan being told. Yes, due to us, the Kukurukan, the teaching of the sun, due to its direction and its spreading of the culture, we started to call it a god as well. And now, the concept of this god sequence instills deeply within us. What is real and what is fake? I don't think that is the conversation we should be having. I believe by understanding new knowledge and new perspective, it is only merely overwritten as what was there before. What was not there before has just now been overridden, as now it's been there ever since. Yeah, it's been there ever since. Yeah. A very valuable and stimulus topic. There are many different circumstances that I still don't fully understand. However, I would like to know the gods of the proper human history. I would like to know more about Tezcatlipoca and Quetzalcoatl's sequence of your worlds. However, the night has fallen, and it is late. I believe it's best for us to keep our conversation to a minimum now, and head for bed. I will lead you all to your bedrooms now. A question before you go. Mr. Tepu. You Dinos clearly are not fitted for this place of Chichen Itza. To be perfectly honest, this rituals and sequences, it pertains to more of our proper human history likes. Who made this area? Who made this construct? Is it Dinos that proclaims to be the Dino King? No. I believe the Dino King has arrived ever since so slightly. I believe it has nothing to do with the Chichen Itza. I believe the person who created Chichen Itza was none other than Kukuruka. In order for the sun god Kukurukan to use Mictlan to its desire, it created a town, created a location, is what I've been told.